Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the mistakes that you should avoid when purchasing in a pre-construction project down here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So pre-construction projects are very sought out. They actually get sold fairly quick. Okay, some of them get sold in 6 months and 1 year, full buildings. Okay, so they get sold quick. There's a lot of demand for these type of projects, and there's very little inventory. There's not that much projects. I mean, Puerto Vallarta is fairly small, so these projects get sold out very quick. So it's important for you to know what you're getting yourself into. It's important for you to familiarize yourself on how it works, what mistakes to avoid, so you don't make these same mistakes. Now let me introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Hans Weisfeld, local real estate agent down here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, helping buyers, investors, and sellers with their real estate needs. So talking about pre-construction is very important because there's a lot of it down here, and there's a lot of kind of projects that don't have all the requirements. There's a lot of projects that don't meet standards, don't meet guidelines. That's why it's very important for you to watch these type of videos, learn about the pre-construction, and really work with an agent in an agency that is qualified, that is certified, and does understand. Because it could be very risky to go with a pre-construction project that no one has heard about, developers are not from town, that you don't have an agent representing you. So just again, be careful, and let's jump into some of the things to avoid right now. So first and foremost, the development should be registered with AMPI. AMPI is pretty much, to make it easy, the Association of Realtors down here in Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Okay, so if the condominium is registered with AMPI, that already means that you're pretty much safe. Okay, not 100%, but you're already pretty much safe. There's probably half of the developments, or probably more than half, are not registered. So imagine, probably more than half are not registered. So the ones that are registered meet all the guidelines, all the requirements. They've passed all the tests. They've gone through the whole process of approval from the board, from the Association of Realtors, pretty much. Okay, guys? So the other ones that have not gone through this, various reasons, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're not qualified or they're not, good investment. But it does mean that they, for some reason, didn't want to go through this process, or they didn't want to, respect the guidelines, or they just didn't want to pretty much go through the process, right? It takes time, it takes energy, it takes money. You have to follow, it's like anywhere in the world where you kind of follow guidelines, structures, the process, make a building, right? To develop, right? You need to be zoning restrictions, some legal stuff, right? With basic as engineering and taking a look at the floors and the land, right? And the soil tests and all these type of things, environmental tests. Some of them don't even do that. So again, it's very, very important for you to work with a project that is registered with AMPI. Okay, if the project is not registered with AMPI, please speak to your real estate agent that we're gonna get into right now. But please speak to your agent and see about the risk and see if it's a good option or not. Going into the second thing, that's going to be make sure that the developer, the builders, have all the approved permits. Okay, again, I don't want to scare you, but there are some buildings down here in Puerto Vallarta that are half built and then they stop because they get shut down by government agencies because they didn't meet all the standards, all the guidelines. They didn't follow all the rules, right? They didn't have the permits. So it's very important for number one, for these projects to be registered with AMPI. Number two, you or your agent do the due diligence on this builder. Do they already have all the permits? Find out. Very important. Next thing is, who is the builder, and do they already have a reputation down here in town? Okay, have they already done any projects, any developments down here in Puerto Vallarta or in La Bahia? Have they done anything? Have they done it? Are they from another place in Mexico? Have they done any other projects in other places in Mexico? So we do get a lot of developers from the city of Mexico, from Guadalajara, from Monterrey, from different parts of the country that are great developers in those cities, and then they come here and develop, which is great. It's amazing. But again, do they have a reputation? Who are they? Have they done any projects down here in Puerto Vallarta already? Next thing is going to be very important for you to keep in mind. It's going to be, don't make the mistake of thinking that the project is going to get delivered when they say it is. And this is something that is very common. They usually don't ever. Very few of them, very few developers actually do go through with it and they deliver the units when they say they would, but many don't. Sometimes it's for bad organization, and sometimes it's just for things that could happen, right? It could be political party changed and something, happens, some rules change, right? It could be that things could happen, right? Materials are slow down. There's very few materials. It could be different factors that slow these projects down. So sometimes, again, bad organization, but sometimes it could be other things that maybe the builder, the developer has no control over, is what I'm trying to say. So, but just keep in mind, usually they don't get delivered on time. So if you're planning to move to this development, if you're planning to, call that home or start making money from it, it's your investment property, just keep in mind that it could be pushed out a few more months. So that's a mistake that many people do make, right? They're ready and then you're gonna get overwhelmed, you're gonna get upset. I don't want that to happen to you. So just make sure that it may take a few more months, no problem. Take it easy. It will get finished and it will get delivered. Next thing, once you get this contract, it is very important for you to check it out with the real estate attorney, a local real estate attorney down here in Puerto Vallarta. And if you don't have one, I'll be more than happy to put you in touch with one. So again, it's very important to go over the contracts, right? Have an attorney help you go over these contracts, right? Make sure you know what it's saying, what's included, what's not included. If there's anything that needs to be changed, make sure you speak to the builders, the development, and change that. So again, working with an attorney and reviewing the contract is extremely crucial. Okay? So don't make that mistake and just sign anything. No. Yes, your agent is gonna help you, but also hire that attorney. Do it for yourself. It's gonna be worth the money. Another mistake that a lot of buyers make is that they go into the condo and they didn't ask, they didn't know that it doesn't come with appliances, okay? So many of these projects, they don't come with appliances, okay? I've seen a few times I've seen like some stoves, ovens, right, like gas ovens, but most of the time I haven't seen any appliances at all. So it's a mistake that for you to come and say, okay, it's all ready, but it's not, okay? So ask and make sure you know what it is included and what is not included in the purchase. For instance, cabinets, closets, these things are, they're not built in, right? They're not there. Appliances, blinds, all of these things. Again, I'm not sure how it is in your area, where you're from, but down here, some very few condos offer this. Most of them do not offer these type of things. So just make sure you know that ahead of time, so you plan for whenever you get there, you have everything ready, or you start organizing or hiring now, interior designers and people that are going to be helping you with that. Also, keep in mind that there's a lot of demand for these pre-construction projects, especially the good ones, especially the best ones, right? There's a lot of demand, very little inventory of these projects. So the good thing about buying in one of these projects is that you kind of get to choose whatever you want, right? In a resale, it's like there's not that much options, right? Very little inventory down here, so there's really not that much options. But in pre-construction, you can choose, hey, I want this type of view, I want to be facing this way, I want this size, right? Because it could be, multiple units of the same floor plan, but some may be looking one way and some may be looking another direction, right? So it's very important for you to know that. Also, if the project has, the remaining 5 units, right, 5 units left, 3 units left, and they may all be similar, but just keep in mind that you actually know which one is which, because even though they all may be similar, but one of them may be facing a little bit more towards, the water or the mountain or something that you may like more of. So just make sure you know what inventory is left and compare one unit to another, but just know that these go very quick. Okay, so you can reserve it. There's a process for you to reserve it and not lose it until, maybe until you see it or until you sign that contract, until you review the contract and actually put down the deposit. So make sure you don't lose on it. Make sure you move quick. Most projects here sell very quick, especially the best units. So let's talk about the payment plans. Most developers have a different payment structure than payment plans, okay? But the most similar one is going to be, and the most common is going to be, the more money you put down for your down payment is going to be the more discount that you get, right? So for example, if they're asking a 30% down payment right away in the beginning or at contract, then you're going to get a type of discount. But if you put half, You're gonna get more discount if you put 80% or paid it all in full in the beginning right away. You're gonna get the most amount of discount, and this discount could be greatly beneficial for you if you do trust the plans, and you trust everything that I just spoke about, and you think it's the right project. You can get such a big discount that when that project is built 2-3 years down the line, and you got in that discount, and with the appreciation of Puerto Vallarta, you just made yourself a great amount of equity by pretty much anticipating on Puerto Vallarta and that buildings, that developments potential. Now if you're thinking about putting that lower down payment as low as possible, sometimes it could be 20-30%, and then do the payment option, then pretty much I've seen payment options like paying every single month until the project is done, or paying different times until the project is done. But for sure, keep in mind that you have to pay the full amount before the project is delivered to you. It's not like other places like United States and other places where, well, it depends what area you're from, but sometimes you can buy into a project and move in and kind of continue paying. It doesn't work like that down here. Before you get your unit, you have to have paid it in full. And for all of these reasons that I just mentioned, it is extremely important for you to work with a real estate professional, a certified real estate professional down here in Puerto Vallarta, someone that you trust, someone that understands all of these things about the pre-construction projects, someone that works in a reliable company, in a firm, again, that's certified AMPI, that has their licenses, has everything, and that again, that is going to help you and guide you. But you need to work with someone. That person is going to be able to provide you the different points of views and compare one project to another. They're going to be able to help you do the due diligence on the builder, right? They're going to be able to help you try to get discounts. They're going to help you with different factors. If you go by yourself without representation and you go to a development, well, you have no one representing you. So really be careful, and I don't suggest you do that, because again, that developer, that agent that works for the developer represents the development. So you're going to pretty much be going into this development, this building, this pre-construction project without someone representing you. You don't want to do it. Don't make that mistake. So always work with an agent that's going to be the one representing you throughout the whole process. Now, if you're looking to invest down here, move down here, relocate down here to Puerto Vallarta, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you and be your agent. We can set up a one-on-one Zoom call. We can meet down here in person. I'll be more than happy to help you out. We can go over different options, different buildings, different developments that are currently available in the moment that you are ready. Now, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every single week I come out with videos talking about Puerto Vallarta, living in Puerto Vallarta, and the real estate market down here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video helped you, and I see you in the next video.